Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome to my channel Learn Math with Syed Ali. Today we have two word problems regarding algebraic expression and equations. So we have to develop the algebraic expression or equation and then solve it for the unknown variable. So Joseph rented a car at $27 per day and paid a total of $182. So this is the total. Including $74 of gasoline, how many days did Joseph rent the car for? How many days, right? So you have to assume a variable. As we discussed in the previous lectures that we have to assume variable if this is not given. So variable in this case is not given, but we have to find out how many days did Joseph rent the car for. So we will suppose that let the D be the number of the days. Be the number of the days. So what we suppose? We suppose that D be the number of the days he rented for. Right? He rent the car for. Let the D be the number of the days the car was rented. The car was rented. So this is our first step, that we introduce a variable. So we say D. D is the number of the days. So what is the relationship now? Relationship there is that he spent total of $182, right? How? $27 per day. $27 per day was the car rent. So 27 times D, we don't know D, but we can make a relationship that he rented a car at $27 per day. So $27 is there. We don't know how many days he rented it for, but we know that he add up $74 for the gas and then ended up with $182, right? So now we have an equation as per word problem. And now we have a variable. One equation, one variable, you can solve easily. If there are two variables, you need two equations. So this is the way how algebraic equation works, right? One variable, one equation, we can solve the variable by transferring this 74 to the other side, because we need to isolate the variable D. So what we learn is plus 74 minus 74 is equals to 182 minus 74. We know. We know that we have to do the same thing at both sides of the equation, right? So we did extra here minus 74 to get rid of plus 74. And 182 minus 74, sorry about that, I have some cough. 108, right? 182 minus 74 is 108, 27D. Now what D is doing with 74 is multiplication. So you need to divide it by 27, right? 27, so that the thing which you do on the left side of the equation is division by 27. So you divide here also on the right side by 27. Now 27 get cancelled and you have isolated D. 108 divided by 27 is equals to 4. So he rented the car for 4 days. So we have the answer, right? We can repeat it a little bit one more time. So you have to make an algebraic equation, right? So what is given is, you have to read that carefully. Joseph rented a car at $27 per day and paid a total of $182. He paid a total of $182. So including $74 of gasoline. So we assume that D be the number of the days the car was rented for. So 27 times D plus 74 for the gasoline, he ended up with a total amount of 182. We have this equation, right? We make this equation and we solve this equation for D. And we have D is equals to 4 days. Now we go to the second question. Read with me and see how to make the equation from the statement or from the word problem. Annie and Keith have a total of 4n minus 8 marbles. They have a total. So they have a total of, I can write a bit lower because we have to maybe assume something. 4n minus 8 is the total, right? So if Annie has n marbles, so he has given you the variable that Annie has n marbles. So you don't have to assume that what alphabet or what variable you will choose. So Annie has n marbles and the number of the Keith marbles is 2 times that of the Annie's. So if Annie has n, then Keith has 2n, right? So the question is saying, so you have just to depict it or write it that Annie has n marble, right? Annie has n marble, or you can write other way around, right? So that it's more easy to understand. So we are just writing down what information we receive from the word problem. Annie has, he's saying n marbles, right? And Keith has 2 times of that. So she has 2n marbles. So this is what is given in the question. So we just rewrite it that okay, but the total is given also in the question. Annie and Keith has a total of 4n minus 8. That means if n plus 2n, that gives us 4n minus 8. So that is our algebraic equation which is given in the word problem. Now what we have to do, we have to bring the variables to one side. So we say, okay, this is 3n, right? And if I brought this to this side, so, okay, I will write that one first. So I will say 4n minus 8. So I just, in this step, I just add these two because 1n and 2n makes it 3n. Now I have to bring this 4n to the other side of the equation, right? So I should have minus 4n here because I have to shift 4n with minus 4n minus 8 because this is 4n, right? So I have to get rid of it with minus 4n. So I have to do the same thing at the other side of the equation, which I did. So now I am left with minus 1n, right? 3n minus 4 is minus 1n is equals to minus 8, right? So minus minus cancel and we have n is equals to 8. So that means Annie has 8 marbles. He is not looking for what Keith has, but this question can ask that how many marbles each girl has, right? Annie and Keith has. So you will say Annie has 8 marbles, whereas Keith has 2n, right? So Keith has 16 marbles. But this one is not asked in the question. I'm just adding it. Sometimes they can ask, right? How many marbles Annie and Keith has or two girls has, right? Name could be anything, right? But you have to understand what is hidden in the word problem and how to make the equation. So total was given. Annie and Keith has a total of 4n minus 8 marble. This was the total. And then question is saying that Annie has n marbles and number of the Keith marbles is 2 times that of the Annie's marble. How many marbles does Annie has? So we make the equation 1n plus 2n is equals to 4n minus 8 and we solve this equation as n is equals to 8. So we find out that Annie has 8 marbles and this is our answer. Right? Hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe my channel, Learn Maths with Syed Ali. Press the bell icon button to receive another educational video. Thank you for watching.